Our next presentation is C3i Center, and I'd like to welcome Jamie Sharp, Associate Director of Programs, to the stage.
It's the last one, guys. We're nearly there. It's not going to take too long. So I do have a quick comment. I wasn't supposed to be doing this presentation today. I'm actually filling in for a colleague who wasn't able to make it. So I apologize in advance if I'm a little bit rusty with some of the details, but I'm happy to share with you what we've done so far. So, sorry, just bear with me a sec. Yeah, so I'm here to talk to you today about C3i, which is a CDMO based in Montreal. We're a one-stop shop that do all your manufacturing and QC testing in-house, on-site. So my name is Jamie Sharp. I'm the Associate Director of Programs there, and I work a little bit in business development. So I'll start out with our mission statement. So our mission really is to develop and manufacture cost-effective cell and gene therapies, making it accessible for people in need. Like I said, we are based in Montreal. I don't know if you've ever been to Montreal. It's a beautiful city, so even if this is not something that interests you with the CDMO, take a visit there. Do not come in the winter. It's extremely cold, but it's a really beautiful city. So as I mentioned, we're a one-stop shop for cell and gene therapy manufacturing. We're kind of split into four main entities, actually. So we're sort of 95% now sort of bread and butter is the GMP facility and the analytical testing, and about 5% makes up of the clinical CRO that we have, and the innovative center where we fund small cell and gene therapy projects, basically. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So we'll go straight into the cell and gene therapy a manufacturing facility. So I guess I was asked to push this a lot, but we recently received a drug establishment license. We're the first one in Canada to do that, to be able to manufacture commercially for cell and gene therapies. So we got that in June of this year, which is really exciting for us. But a little bit about the facility itself. We're a 14 clean room facility. Like I said, most of what we do is cell therapy. We are moving closer into the gene therapy space now, and we hope to have our own lentivirus and AAV manufacturing facility by 2026, so that's still sort of in its infancy. We do gene therapies, but it's really at the R&D level right now. More flasks, and we look to moving into bioreactors in the next year or two. And I did mention before also that we have on-site QC testing, which are labs just by the side of the clean suites. So like I mentioned before, that we received our DAL this year, our drug establishment license, and again, we're the first ones in Canada to have that, so we're pretty proud of that. As far as business goes, most of our clients are US-based, NASDAQ-listed companies on the East Coast, West Coast, and in Texas. And we also have an EMA inspection happening at the end of this month, which we're really excited about, to get our DAO for manufacturing in Europe. This summer, another milestone was that we manufactured the first European patient, so that's pretty exciting for us. So I guess what we do is we work with lots of different cell types. Actually, we have the director of manufacturing and the head of MSAT here. They could probably tell you a little bit more in detail about the different cell types, but these are the ones I'm aware of: the TCR, CAR-Ts, DCs, and different types of stem cells. We do autologous and allogeneic CRISPR editing, viral and non-viral transductions. So we like to boast, actually, that we have a 99% success rate with manufacturing, which is way above the average in the industry right now. So the average is about an 82%, so we're pretty happy with that. Like I said, we have nearly 20 years of experience in cell and gene therapy manufacturing. I guess that's all I want to say about that. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but we do all the way up until commercial from development. So the other branch of what we do is the analytical tests and biomarker discovery. So basically, if there's any tests you need, we can develop in-house. We have a whole plethora of tests that we already have, sort of sterility. We also do patient follow-up testing. That includes immunomonitoring, CAR-T, pharmacokinetics, TCR tracking. I won't go through the list there, but if you would like any more information for that, I'll be more than happy to provide that and point you in the right direction. As far as regulatory goes, we're CAP accredited, and we do follow the ISO 15189 framework for that testing. Yeah, so I won't go too much into detail about this, the clinical CRO. It is a service we offer. It's a two-person department right now, so it's about 5% of what we do. It is a service we do offer. We have access to clinical sites. We have access to physicians as well. So I'll quickly just talk about what we do. So these are the different activities that we can offer: the project management, site management, monitoring, patient recruitment, data management, electronic data capture, and regulatory services. So if that is something you're interested in, please let me know, and I will definitely point you to the right person and get that information for you. Yeah, and so finally, we do have an innovation center, and I think I mentioned at the beginning there that we fund small startups also. So we do that in two ways. The first one is doing in-kind manufacturing services for small startups who might be cash-strapped. But we also invest in small startups also. And one of the successful ones is Exceltra. So that's the people we're going commercial with right now. We actually have the CEO, David Millett, sat in the audience here. So if you have any questions specifically about the technology there, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to answer those for you. We're also a partner with Lonza for their Cocoon. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the Cocoon, but it's a bioreactor for long-term culture of cells. We've had a lot of success partnering with Lonza for that, and our sponsor for that is Triumvira. So they're in phase 1, phase 2, and there's some really nice data coming from that. And finally, we acquired a company called Inspire. So this is a really small startup that is involved in using AAV6 and 9 for applications with ultra-rare diseases. And so we're hoping to use our AAV manufacturing facility in the next 2 years to be able to help bring that to clinic, basically. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, I know it's a very brief presentation there, and I apologize for stumbling over some of those words, but if you do have any other questions, now's the time to do it. And I'll just leave you with a couple of positive affirmations that we've had from some of our clients. Thank you so much.